Yay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, Internet peeps. Welcome to our bi weekly podcast where we talk about video games. This is Escape from Side Quest. I am Joe Doves.
My name is Andy.
And yeah, uh, a lot of shit has happened. Last week, I had a storm coming through, so that's why we are a little bit late on this podcast because, life likes to get in the way sometimes, and sometimes nature does too.
It stormed here today. In fact, for a second I thought we were going to have to delay again, but it stopped.
That's good. Maybe we were destined to do the podcast today. Anyways, Andy, what the hell have you been playing? It looks like you got a bigger list than I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a real game mood lately. I'm still playing GTA Online once in a while. I finally beat Sonic Adventure 2 and immediately moved on to Shadow the Hedgehog, which I picked up for cheap.
Mm-hmm.
The game's not good. It's just I feel this weird compulsion to play it, so I'm just gonna do it.
Is that this
Uh,
like the Cyberpunk Sonic game?
Sorta. I don't know if I'd call it cyberpunk because I like cyberpunk, but I don't know, it's like real dark and it's about Shadow instead of Sonic. And he can use guns. And he's got a motorcycle, and I don't know. I don't. It's hard. I don't. It's weird.
Yeah,
Sega was in a weird place.
yeah. I've always saw it. Like, I think this was during like when I was like, oh my god, Sonic games are just not the greatest anymore. I don't know if I want to get it, but
No, I mean I didn't for sure.
mm-hmm. And then eventually, like, you play these games and you're like, they're not that bad. I mean, they're not the typical Sonic game that we're used to. Like, Sonic Mania is pretty much the closest thing you'll ever get to like an actual Sonic game. But it's good to think of other gaming ideas instead of the original idea.
I guess some stuff translates to other places better than others, and there are good 3D Sonic games. Like I like Sonic Adventure a lot. Um, People seem to like Heroes and Colors and Lost World. Apparently was decent.
What was the one with the werewolf?
Unchained, something. I think it's Unchained.
Mm-hmm. That I thought that was pretty decent.
I haven't got to that one yet.
Yeah, I see you play Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I've never beat it before, so every once in a while I'll play a couple levels of it. Same thing with I'm also trying to get through Metal Gear Solid VR missions. I rented it a lot as a kid, but I never owned it until recently.
Yeah,
Um,
that game when I because I was it was big for me when Metal Gear VR missions came out because I was like, oh, this is interesting. Is it gonna like extend some type of story? And it's pretty much you're playing like virtual missions.
yeah, it's like his training or
Yeah,
whatever, but it's fun. I like it a lot.
and
I actually had to get it twice because the first disc was fucked. But
oh shit, what else you been playing?
Lumine's Remastered came out. I got it on the Switch, and I play it constantly because it's on the Switch. You can play it while you're doing other stuff, watching something on YouTube or a movie or hanging out or doing whatever. So I mean that game's great, but I don't know what else to say about it really. Um, and then the night of NXT Takeover, a friend and I played WWF Royal Rumble '96, I think, on the Super Famicom, the Japanese version, for some reason. I don't know why. And then WWF No Mercy on the Nintendo 64.
And No Mercies was my shit back then. There was a lot of wrestling games out there that you don't really talk about. I mean, WWF Royal Rumble '96 is like something that I totally forgot about.
Mm-hmm. It was really good though. The roster is fairly solid, and the gameplay is fun enough. But I mean, the 64 wrestling games are where it's at. Like I hadn't played No Mercy before, and it was great. And of course, WCW versus NWO and WCW versus NWO Revenge are both classics.
Yeah, what's great about these old like wrestling games, like there's other modes that like besides the traditional go in the ring and fight. Like I forgot what other game, but you were on a like platform like on a construction site and stuff, and you would battle it out, and how you would eliminate your people just throwing them off the construction building, kind of like a Royal Rumble style.
Sounds like a Fire Pro wrestling game or something.
Yeah, and then there's another mode where you're in a mall, and each opponent has a car in that mall, and you have to go destroy your opponent's car until they're blown up. So
All
like,
right, that's weird.
I was like, why bring that shit back? We need to step away from like the realism. Like, if you want realism, then go watch it in real life.
There's a new Fire Pro wrestling coming out. There you go. That's what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah, I got it on PC. It's a cool fucking game. I recommend it. Um, I have a shorter list than Andy because me trying to find time and motivation to play video games is pretty hard sometimes. I don't know why. I need to snap out of it. But I played Rainbow Six Siege on the PC. I bought the season 3 pass. Um,
I have that too. I have
yeah,
it on PS4 though.
yeah, I have it on PS4. I just didn't get the pass. The pass confused the shit out of me because I was like, I was thinking it was like a season pass where I get all the operators, but then
No,
when
it's for season 3. Yeah, that's. I'm there with you. I got the season 3 pass, but I never got the season 1 or 2 pass.
So I was like, if I get season 3, maybe I get season 1 and 2. It's like no, and I got really disappointed because I spent like $30.
You gotta wait for them to come out.
Yeah,
We're halfway there. The next 2 operators have been announced. They just aren't out. I don't think they're out yet. Maverick and what's the woman with the shield? I don't know. There's 2 more coming soon. They talked about them at the recent Rainbow Six Open in Paris, which I watched.
And I just respect what that game has become because when I first got that game, I'm like, this is so boring because it was like a skeleton of a game. Like it wasn't fully formed. It was technically like an early access game. Then like the strategy and how you play in that game is so fucking cool compared to other shooters out there.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Since I changed my username on Twitch, if nobody has been following, I am now Metal Gear Nemesis. My 2 favorite franchises are Metal Gear and Resident Evil. So I decided to stream some Resident Evil the remastered because I never really played the remastered anywhere when it first came out on GameCube. I will say the backtracking in the game, nobody today, like kids today, don't know what how we had it back then with the backtracking in video gaming, where the level is like, yeah, you get this key, you got to go all the way on the other side of the map. Oh, you need this item, it's on the back where you came from, so you have to go all the way back. And sometimes like enemies appear out of nowhere, like in Resident Evil Remastered. I don't remember the zombies that decided to start running at you and shit. I don't. Do you remember that in the old Resident Evil? Were there zombies that ran at you?
I don't recall them. I never played a lot of Resident Evil.
Oh, okay. Because I always thought zombies were just slow, pacing ones, not the ones that just start charging at you. And I got really scared at one point in the game. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. It's really good. How the game looks. The camera is, which I kind of really hate. I've always hated in Resident Evil the camera work in that game because it would confuse the shit out of me when I'm controlling the character. So yeah. I still in the mansion area. I haven't gone to the laboratory or the sewer yet. So I also have been playing NHL 18. Did my own franchise mode. I am 42-2. So hopefully I'll win a Stanley Cup in that.
No, probably not. It's not good enough.
And the last game I played it 2 days ago. It was Monster Hunter World. My friends have been
playing it on
PC.
Oh.
Yeah. I went on Green. I don't know if you're familiar with Green Man Gaming, but they have deals where pretty much they always have a sale on something, and Monster Hunter World was like $55 for the deluxe edition. and I was like, that's a good price. So I picked it up. And they give you a code, and then you put it into Steam, and there you go. You get the game. But Monster Hunter World is pretty much it's kind of plays like an MMO. I mean, it's more you can play on your own, and you can go hunt monsters on your own, but it's more fun if you play with other people.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the Division in a way. It's a Division with like a Final Fantasy theme with monsters and stuff. I did the first 2 missions, and there are play styles with each weapon that I need to learn. And because I went into it like, oh, I gotta be a hack and slash, I gotta hack the shit out of these monsters. They're like, no, each weapon you have to strategically use it. And I'm like, ah.
Have you ever played a Monster Hunter before?
uh, yeah, and I didn't really like it before, and it seems like this one is different as far as compared to other Monster Hunters, as my friend said.
Hmm.
But I'm getting Monster Hunter Generations on the Switch. But other than that, that's all I've been playing game-wise. Let's get into some news, since we've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
IGN had a little boo-boo, and it's not really IGN's fault. It is more of this guy named Philip Mewson, who reviews a lot of Switch games, and he's also on a Nintendo podcast of theirs. I forgot the name of it.
Was.
Well, yeah, it was. Boomstick Gaming found out that Philip Mewson kind of copied his review, both audio-wise and written. So he made a video about it saying, I think IGN plagiarized me and he doesn't know what to do, and he kind of compares both of the reviews, and it's pretty much similar, word for word, in a way. And IGN went into an investigation and then eventually fired him. I think it took like either a week or less than a week, or at least 4 days, until Philip came out with his so-called apology video, but didn't really apologize.
Nope.
He pretty much said, he commended Boomstick Gaming, but he didn't he didn't say he plagiarized. He came up with excuses more, and said, I had a lot of shit to do. I didn't mean to plagiarize, and I didn't get that. It's like you copied it word for word, and then eventually you challenged Jason Schreider on Kotaku to go find more work, and he ended up finding more of his reviews being plagiarized.
Easily.
Yeah. And it's like even his LinkedIn account, where his resume he plagiarized.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I just think if you're caught red-handed, just take it. Say I fucked up. Instead, what he did, he played victim. He used the victim card, and it fucking backfired on him. He had a chance to salvage his career in journalism, and now
maybe I don't know if anyone would hire him after he plagiarized. If he'd only done it once, he might have had a chance or something. But
I think they would have been.
Why he thought he was going to get away with it forever. That's weird.
Yeah, I just think that he should have took it and got off the internet for a while, because I don't know. It just didn't look bad that he came out with that video. It made him even look stupider. And in this business now, I don't know if anybody's going to hire him. Especially
they shouldn't. If anyone did hire him, they would lose a ton of credibility. He's done. He's washed up. Anyone who would hire him obviously don't care about their own image.
Mm-hmm. And it spits in the faces of all other reviewers that are on like YouTube or even in the IGN. Is like they actually make their own content, and they do it even if it takes them hours upon hours. It just feels really lazy that he went, like a school assignment. You're like, I don't really want to write this, so I'm just going to steal somebody else's and change a few words here and there. It's really stupid that he did that because there's a lot of other people that deserve that position, and he got I believe he got it from having a successful YouTube channel, and he got in that position and he fucked up. It was stupid. Do you have any other comment about this?
No, not really. I mean, I'm glad he got fired, and I'm glad no one will probably ever hire him again. And I'm glad that he's probably gonna have to, like, I don't know, manage a Burger King somewhere or something. I mean, plagiarizing is already like one of the absolute worst things he can do in his profession. But the fact that he did it several times and then lied about it, and then also like was cocky and like challenged people to find more. So of course the internet did. Like, did he really think they weren't going to? Did he think he covered his tracks? I mean, he didn't even cover his tracks. He copied stuff word for word. So.
No, he was trying. He was trying to do the internet thing where he pretty much played victim and hoped that people would sympathize for him, working all those hours to put out a video game review, which
Yeah.
I bet you he didn't really play fully. Judging based off of how he does his work, how do I know that he's not playing these games?
Oh, he definitely didn't.
Yeah. So like that really, and what's great about this is like Boomstick Gaming, like he deserves all the credit, which I think IGN is paying him some type of money because of the review.
I'm sure he also got a ton of attention and subscriptions and views out of the deal.
Yeah, I believe he got like 40,000 subscriptions after that debacle. And Boomstick Gaming is like, I want to know what I should do and hope that whoever did this, doesn't get fired. Like, getting fired sucks, but he does deserve it based on how many times he did it. Like, if this was the first time, and let's say the FIFA one, like those were the only two, and then he came out and said, "I'm really sorry that I did this, and I fucked up," and all that stuff. I'd probably sympathize with him. I'd probably demote him to some position where he would have to earn the trust again. But with all the other ones, especially his resume being plagiarized, I'm like, yeah, you gotta go. You obviously are not taking this work seriously where other people are and want to be in that position. But yeah. Moving on from one drama to another. Cyberpunk 2077 had a little Twitter tragedy happen where the internet likes to go crazy at times and stuff when it comes to this, but I believe Cyberpunk, they posted a picture of like two guys or something like that. I don't know, and then some guy tweeted, "I want more guys in the game." And then Cyberpunk 2077 Twitter said, "Are you assuming their gender?" And somehow that went into SJW saying that CD Projekt Red are transphobia and all that, and got hit with all backlash from the internet. Where to the point, CD Projekt Red apologized and said, "We didn't really want to offend anybody." Here's my stance. My stance is, this is Cyberpunk, where there's robots, trannies, anything in Cyberpunk. It was a small joke within their atmosphere of a game where the internet decided they got offended for no apparent reason. And the reason they did apologize is because they're a company and they want to make money on both sides of the spectrum, if you agree or disagree with some political ideas, because you never want to alienate your consumers based off of movies or comics, where you, like, if you don't like our product, then don't buy the product. And that's what you're seeing with Comicsgate. Are you familiar with Comicsgate?
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, because the SJWs are like running Marvel and stuff, they're pretty much saying if you don't like how things are happening in comics, then don't buy our comics. And with majority of the comics consumers who don't like SJWs in the comics are not buying their comics, which means their sales are going down. So, I mean, I'm not gonna go into deep with that. I really think it's dumb that people get offended on the internet for small things like this. I don't know what your point of view is, Andy.
On this specific.
Yeah, the tweet.
Oh well, I mean, when they said it, it's difficult. I don't think they were saying it like as an in-game comment or anything like that. I think they were saying it for the exact same reason that everyone says it. Like, did you just assume their gender, or you assume my gender? It's like it's joke, and the reason people were upset is because it trivializes trans awareness and acceptance. I'm doing a really bad job putting this into words, but um, like there's a reason it's a joke. It's because people actually said that. I'm not saying it like necessarily makes it okay or whatever. I have to admit, that's been a joke before. Probably like playing D&D or something. It's about, did you assume their gender? And then everyone laughs, and then we move on with our lives. But I don't. The reason they said it in the tweet was for the exact same reason that everyone says it. They were joking around, and the reason people got upset is it trivializes people trying to be accepted as trans, and I guess I get that. But the fact of the matter is, they then said, "Oh, we're sorry, we didn't mean to offend anyone. We're trying to make a dumb joke," and then people were still attacking. That's where it went too far. Like if they said something which is okay to me, but not okay to another group, and they tried to apologize to that group, and nothing came of it. Well, then what lesson is learned? I guess we just won't apologize to people anymore, or they won't try to do better by them.
Well,
I guess they just forget about them. I guess.
Well, the thing is, like, I didn't touch on that actually because they did get attacked when they apologized. Is that